us mean, D?
Hey everyone, Carmine here with your terrible review of Inversion.
What the hell is this? Are we in space? We on some goddamn spaceship? If we're in space, then how did we get here?
If you played Gears of War, you've played Inversion. For more of my reviews, head on over to SideStoryGames.com. Just kidding, this video isn't over yet, but I'm not kidding about Inversion being Gears of War. Sometimes I say things like Kingdoms of Amalur is like World of Warcraft so that people can understand what the look or feel of a game is like. But when I say Inversion is Gears of War, I mean it literally. In Inversion, you have your gruff, white, justice-driven protagonist, his ethnic sidekick. They'll fight a tribal enemy that speaks a barely understandable broken English. Those enemies like to dig up from the ground. Those holes they dig have to be closed with grenades. Use an assault rifle with a huge bayonet. You'll have to escape from a prison early in the game. You'll see bigger luchadores that have whips and shields, some of which will carry machine guns. You'll fight giant humanoid enemies that are basically immune to bullets. You'll hook up with a military force that's pretty much absent for the entire game. You'll hop on a train that's supposed to be controlled by the enemy, and the driving motivation will be one of the main character's close female family members. But just in case you're still thinking of trying this game, I'm going to tell you the entire story. You play as a police officer when, out of nowhere, the luchadores invade. They start killing people and taking prisoners, so you and your partner take it upon yourselves to stop them single-handedly. You end up getting captured and taken to the luchadores' prison. You break out, steal some of their equipment, and decide to go on a long quest to save this guy's daughter. They decide they should search the same apartment where they saw her get kidnapped, since she clearly would be hiding there. Unsurprisingly, you don't find her. Instead, you meet up with some military guys who think they might be taking her to some special summer camp for kids, and eventually make their way there. Turns out that the luchadores are kidnapping children and putting them on trains. Why? I have no idea, and neither do any of the characters, including the luchadores. Then you fight your way through to the train, which has surprisingly comfortable seats, and multiple stops. You decide to take the first stop. Why? I have no idea, and neither do the characters. Then you discover the major plot twist. Robots are breaking apart planets and putting the pieces into huge domes. Why? I have no idea, but your character just loses it. So then you and your partner put yourselves together and continue going until you eventually find the children. When your dude gets there and the other kids see him, they beg him for help, which he ignores. Turns out, your character didn't have any plan for saving the other children, and really didn't have much of a plan for what to do once they got to the daughter. Then you get knocked out again, and you have to fight the final boss. The game ends with you and the final boss falling into an infinite pit of death together as a final consummation of your carnal love. The end. If you have too much money or are completely masochistic and still want to buy this game just to test out the gravity stuff, don't. You'll get two gravity-related powers in the game. Low gravity makes your enemies float up where you can easily shoot them and they can easily shoot back at you. High gravity brings your enemy down to the ground and keeps them there for a while. That would be great, except the game is a cover shooter, which means that high gravity just forces enemies to take cover. So all you end up doing is using low gravity to kick guys out of cover, and using the shield that's somehow magically generated by high gravity to keep yourselves from getting torn to shreds by the high damage boss enemies. But I could have looked past all that if the game had split-screen cooperative capabilities. I've played Army of Two, so I know how co-op can take a generally disappointing game and make it fun. But Inversion doesn't have any split-screen co-op. Evidently it has online co-op, so if you can manage to sucker a friend into paying for a copy of this game, you can play it together separately. But I couldn't bring myself to have a friend get this game after knowing how bad it is. This game isn't even worth $5 during a Steam sale. Save your money and buy something else. Complain all you want to about Gears of War Judgment, it's way better than this. For more reviews, check out my YouTube channel or head on over to SideStoryGames.com.